Hello everyone. In this video I'm gonna talking about the terminal, console and the shell. Well, people need an interface to send information to the computer and read the output from it. So the input devices we use today include keyboards, mouses, microphones and webcams. And the output devices are usually one or more screens and the speakers. Those are called peripheral devices, but in Unix and Linux world they are called terminals. A terminal refers to an electronic device with a monitor and keyboard used to interact with the computer. This device is a type of physical terminal in which the programs are active in text mode. It's a place which a system is monitored and controlled. Nowadays there are so-called virtual consoles, which means that the console can be completely software. Before are physical devices and now they are software. But in practical terms, there's no difference between the console and terminal, and we will use both terms indistinctly. The console then emulates keyboard and monitor attached directly to the system. This will take the place of a serial terminal on many computers and mainframe Unix systems. Besides, we have the shell, which is the interface of the program that interprets the commands. The command lines sent to the terminal. It works by processing the commands and interpreting the results. For example, it takes the handwritten commands and tells the operating system that they should be executed. When you are running a terminal or you are in a virtual console, what you really see is the output of the shell. That this is the output of the shell. The command you enter are sent to the shell, which interprets them, and it also takes a sequence of commands in order to interpret the logic between them. Its main function is to start other programs. For example, we are going to see this is the virtual console, and we are going to execute the command who I am. Who I am? No. Who am I? Who am I? Sorry. Who am I? And you will see my username is Borja, and this is the output of the virtual console. No? In this case, the processes, the shell receives the command who am I and interprets it as a command that should be executed. The shell runs the program who am I, redirectly the user's input to that program. In this case, the program doesn't need an input, and the output is Borja. And then, once the program finishes, in this case, wait for the next command. For example, this. The console is waiting for the next command that I will write. On Linux systems, the shell is configurable. The system administrator can install new shells and configure the default shell for each user. No? For example, first, there are hundreds of shells available on Linux. Nevertheless, the most used ones are Bash shell. It's the default login shell in the most systems. It had features like command history, command aliases, expansion, job control, and that's an example of some features that has Bash. KSH, it's another shell that it was developed many years before Bash. It runs at great speed and has better support from some programming structures like loops or associative arrays. Next, ZSH, it's another Bash, and it has many similarities to Bash and KSH, and incorporate many of their main features. But it also incorporates many improvements like changing the directory without entering the command cd, auto-completion and spelling corrector. And there are some plugins and themes support. And the last is Dash. It's a shell designed to be a minimalist shell with a great speed of execution. It's tiny and stable, and it's used as a default shell in some systems. To know which shells have in our computer, we can see cat we see shells, and we know all of we have these shells that are available in my computer in this case. And if you want to change the bash, the shell, sorry, you can write the shell that you can change, and then the console change the shell. For example, I put sh, it's another shell, and you can see the difference between bash. Yes, I can change first to sh and then a bash. I can change again, for example, another s, and you can see the difference between this shell, and you can see the prompt. It's different between the different shells. And that's all for this video.